Beloved child of the light, be still for a moment and breathe. I am near you now, closer than your breath, nearer than your own heartbeat. I am Archangel Michael, guardian, protector, and messenger of divine truth. I do not come to frighten you, and I do not come to overwhelm you. I come wrapped in peace, clothed in love, and carried by the gentle permission of heaven. You are reading these words not by chance. You were guided here because your soul was ready to listen, and because someone you love in heaven has been whispering your name with tenderness and urgency. You have felt it, even if you could not explain it. The sudden memories that arrive without warning. The gentle ache in your chest that appears for no clear reason. The dreams that feel more real than sleep. The moments when time seems to pause and your heart feels watched over. These are not illusions. These are signals of love. Someone who walked beside you on earth now walks beside you from the realm of light, and their love has not weakened. It has expanded. Do not be afraid of this message. Heaven never interrupts without purpose, and love never reaches out without gentleness. This soul does not come with sorrow, regret, or fear. They come with reassurance. They come because you have been carrying questions in your heart, and because you have been stronger than you realize for far too long without resting your spirit. They see you. They see the nights you hold your tears quietly so others will not worry. They see the smile you wear even when your heart is tired. They see how often you replay old moments, wondering if you said enough, if you loved enough, if you did enough. They want you to know this truth clearly now: nothing was left unfinished in love. Nothing was lacking. Nothing was lost. From heaven, love is clearer. From heaven, misunderstandings dissolve. From heaven, every moment of kindness shines brighter than any moment of pain ever did. This soul remembers the warmth of your presence, not the moments you regret. They remember how you made them feel safe, seen, or loved, even in simple ways you may have forgotten. Love keeps perfect memory. You may wonder why they are reaching out now. It is because you are standing at an inner crossroads. You are changing, shedding an old version of yourself, and stepping into a new season of life. Growth often brings uncertainty, and heaven leans closer during times of transition. This soul wants to support you as you step forward, not backward. They do not want you anchored to grief. They want you anchored to purpose. Hear this clearly: they are not asking you to mourn more. They are asking you to live more. Every time you choose courage over fear, kindness over bitterness, faith over despair, you honor them. Every time you continue despite pain, you carry their love forward into the world. They are not behind you. They are within you. You have asked silently, sometimes in frustration and sometimes in exhaustion, "Are you still with me?" The answer is yes. And more than that, they have been interceding for you, praying for you, and asking heaven to strengthen you in moments you thought you were alone. Some of the strength that surprised you did not originate only from yourself. It was sent. There are signs they have been trying to show you gently. Repeating numbers that catch your eye. Songs that arrive at the perfect moment. A sudden warmth or calm when you think of them. A feather, a fragrance, a familiar phrase spoken by a stranger. These are not meant to confuse you. They are meant to comfort you. Love speaks softly because it respects your free will. If you have felt unsettled lately, unable to rest fully, it is not because something bad is coming. It is because your spirit is waking up. You are being invited to release guilt you were never meant to carry. You are being asked to forgive yourself for being human. The soul who loves you in heaven does not want to be remembered through pain. They want to be remembered through joy. They say to you now, through the light I carry, please stop punishing yourself for what you could not control. Please stop replaying endings when heaven sees only continuation. Death is not a disappearance. It is a transformation. Love does not end, it changes form. And from this form, it can reach you even more freely. There may be something specific they want you to pay attention to right now. A decision you are postponing. A path you are afraid to take. A calling you have been ignoring because it feels too big or too uncertain. They see your potential clearly. They know the strength you underestimate. They are urging you to trust the nudge you keep receiving. You have also been protecting others, carrying responsibilities, and being the strong one. Heaven sees this. But even the strong need shelter. Even the brave need reassurance. Allow yourself to receive support, both from earth and from the unseen. You do not need to do everything alone to prove your worth. You are already worthy, if grief still visits you. Let it come without shame. Love does not demand silence. Tears are not a lack of faith, they are an expression of love continuing to breathe. But do not let grief tell you that happiness is betrayal. The soul in heaven smiles when you smile. They celebrate your laughter. They feel peace when you feel peace. I place my sword of light gently around you now, not to fight, but to protect. I cut away cords of unnecessary guilt, fear, and self-blame. I ask that calm wrap around your mind and heart. You are safe to remember. You are safe to move forward. You are safe to live fully again. There is also forgiveness flowing toward you. Forgiveness you may not have realized you needed. Words that were never spoken are understood now. Apologies you never voiced are already received. Heaven hears the language of the heart more clearly than spoken words ever could. You may feel a sudden softness as you read this. Or warmth. Or emotion rising. Do not analyze it away. Simply allow it. This is recognition. This is your soul remembering love beyond time. From this moment, speak to them if you wish. You do not need special words. Thought is enough. Love is enough. They hear you. And then listen, not with your ears, but with your heart. The reply often comes as peace rather than sound. Know this too, you are protected. Fear does not have authority over you. You are not walking blindly. You are guided, watched over, and surrounded by more help than you can see. When you feel suddenly steadied during chaos, that is not coincidence. That is assistance. The path ahead will not be empty of challenges, but you will not walk it unsupported. And the love that reached you today will continue to reach you in quieter ways, reminding you that you are never truly separated from those you love. I remain near, guardian of courage, watcher of hearts. Call on me when fear tries to rise, when doubt clouds your mind, or when you need strength you cannot find within yourself. I will stand with you, as heaven always does. You are loved beyond measure. You are seen beyond your understanding. And the bond you share with the soul in heaven is alive, gentle, and eternal. Beloved one, remain with me a little longer. Do not rush away from this quiet place where heaven meets your heart. The veil between worlds is thin right now, not because of fear or loss, but because love is leaning forward, wanting to be felt more deeply by you. I, Archangel Michael, continue to stand beside you, and the soul who loves you from heaven draws nearer still, not to interrupt your life, but to gently weave themselves into it. You may have wondered if speaking of them keeps them from resting. Release that worry now. Love does not bind, love liberates. They are not trapped between worlds. They are not restless or unsettled. They are whole, at peace, and filled with light beyond anything the human mind can fully imagine. And from that peace, they choose to visit you, because love is intentional. They see you learning how to live with both strength and tenderness at the same time. They see how you have changed since they left the physical world. Some changes were born from pain, some from wisdom, some from survival. None of them make you less lovable. In fact, heaven sees your resilience as something sacred. Every scar you carry has become a doorway through which compassion flows to others. There are moments when you feel a sudden urge to look back, to revisit memories that feel unfinished. This is not meant to pull you backward. It is an invitation to integrate love into who you are becoming. You do not need to stay in the past to honor it. You honor it by letting it shape your kindness, your courage, your capacity to love more deeply now. The soul who reaches you today wants you to understand something important. They are not defined by how they left this world. They are defined by how deeply they loved while they were here, and by how deeply they still love you. Earth remembers endings. Heaven remembers connection. They know there were moments when words failed, when emotions were too heavy, when life moved faster than understanding. From where they stand now, there is no blame, no resentment, no unfinished argument. Only clarity. Only compassion. Only gratitude. If they could place a hand on your heart right now, you would feel reassurance instead of regret. You have been carrying a quiet fear that if you fully move forward, you will lose them. Hear this truth gently: moving forward does not move you away from love. Love is not behind you. Love walks with you. Every new beginning you step into becomes another place where love can meet you. There are days when you feel unexpectedly protected, when something that could have gone wrong did not, when a decision you almost made was delayed just long enough to keep you safe. This is not imagination. This is guidance. You are not watched over in a way that controls you, but in a way that shields you when necessary and strengthens you when needed. You are being asked now to pay attention to your inner voice again. There was a time when you trusted it more freely. Life may have taught you to doubt, to overthink, to seek reassurance outside yourself. But heaven speaks through intuition, through calm certainty, through the quiet knowing that does not shout. The soul who loves you in heaven often amplifies this inner guidance, nudging you toward what will bring peace rather than fear. If you have been feeling called to let go of something, an attachment, a habit, a relationship dynamic that drains you, this is not abandonment. This is alignment. Love never asks you to stay small to remain connected. Love invites you to grow. You are allowed to be happy again without explaining yourself. You are allowed to laugh without guilt. You are allowed to dream without apology. The soul in heaven celebrates every moment you choose life. They do not measure love by suffering. They measure it by how fully it is expressed. There is also healing happening beneath your awareness. Old emotional wounds are loosening their grip. Patterns that once defined you are quietly losing their authority. This can feel uncomfortable, like restlessness or uncertainty, but it is not something to resist. Transformation often feels like confusion before it feels like clarity. When you feel overwhelmed, place one hand over your heart and breathe slowly. In that space, you are not alone. Heaven meets you there. Strength flows there. Peace settles there. You do not need to see or hear anything dramatic for this connection to be real. Presence itself is the message. I continue to hold my light around you, not as a barrier from life, but as a reminder of your inner courage. Fear may still visit, but it no longer owns you. Doubt may whisper, but it does not speak truth. You are learning to stand in quiet confidence, and heaven supports this more than you know. The soul who loves you wants you to remember them not only in moments of longing, but in moments of gratitude. Gratitude keeps the connection gentle and free. Speak their name with a smile sometimes. Let love feel light again, beloved child, stay open. Let your shoulders relax. Let the tension you have been holding without noticing begin to melt. I am still here with you, and so is the one who loves you from beyond the veil. Nothing has changed since the last words you read except this: your heart has opened a little more, and heaven always responds to openness with gentleness. You may feel moments of quiet emotion rising now, not sharp, not painful, but deep and soft. This is not sadness returning. This is love settling into a place where it has always belonged. The soul who reaches for you now wants you to feel safe in remembering them without being pulled apart by longing. They want you to feel their presence as warmth, not as ache. They have been watching you learn lessons you never asked for. Lessons about patience, about endurance, about trusting life again after loss. From heaven, they see how far you have come, even when you feel you are moving slowly. Growth is not measured by speed. It is measured by truth. And you have been choosing truth, even when it was uncomfortable. There were moments when you felt angry, at life, at timing, maybe even at God. Do not be ashamed of that. Heaven does not withdraw from honest hearts. The soul who loves you understands every emotion you carried. They hold no judgment toward your confusion or your questions. They know grief is not linear, and neither is healing. They want you to know that nothing you felt pushed them away. Not your tears. Not your silence. Not even your anger. Love does not retreat when emotions rise. Love draws closer, waiting patiently for the storm to pass. There are times when you feel suddenly tired in ways sleep does not fix. This is not weakness. This is your soul integrating change. You are shedding an old layer of identity, the version of you that survived by holding everything inside. You are becoming someone who can breathe again, who can receive support, who can rest without guilt. The one in heaven sees you learning to soften without breaking. That is strength. They are proud of you in a way words cannot fully carry. Pride in heaven does not inflate the ego, it recognizes courage quietly. You may sense them more strongly during ordinary moments than dramatic ones. When you wash your hands. When you sit alone. When you stare out of a window. Heaven often speaks through stillness because stillness does not argue back. If you feel a gentle calm arrive without explanation, let it stay. That is love visiting without needing permission. There is something else they want you to understand now. You are not meant to replace what was lost. You are meant to expand because of it. Love does not ask you to forget, it asks you to include. Include their memory in your strength. Include their love in your kindness. Include their influence in the way you show up for others and for yourself. If you have been afraid to love deeply again, afraid that loving means losing, hear this truth carefully: love is not the cause of pain, attachment to control is. Love itself is safe. Love is what carries you through loss, not what creates it. Heaven wants you free from fear, not protected from love. There may be a part of you that still waits for a sign dramatic enough to remove all doubt. But heaven often chooses consistency over spectacle. The sign is the way you are still standing. The sign is the way you still care. The sign is the way your heart has not hardened. Even when it could have, I am placing my hand over your spirit now, steady and calm. Feel that reassurance. You are not being tested. You are being guided. You are not late. You are exactly where growth meets grace. The soul who loves you whispers encouragement when you hesitate. They celebrate your small victories more than you celebrate your big ones. They are not measuring your life by achievements. They are watching how gently you treat yourself now. You have been learning to let go of the idea that you must earn rest, earn peace, earn love. From heaven, love is not a reward, it is a state of being. You are allowed to rest even while becoming. You are allowed to pause without falling behind. If loneliness has visited you, it is not because you are abandoned. It is because your heart is making space for a deeper connection, with yourself, with God, with life. Loneliness is not emptiness, it is transition. Stay present. Stay kind to yourself. You do not need to figure everything out tonight. You do not need to resolve every emotion. Simply allow the truth that love surrounds you in ways seen and unseen. I remain with you, guardian of courage and calm. And the soul who loves you remains near, not as a shadow of the past, but as a quiet light that walks beside you into the future. Beloved one, let your heart remain open just a little longer. You are doing nothing wrong by lingering here. This space is sacred because it is honest. Heaven does not rush healing, and love is never impatient. I am still beside you, steady and watchful, and the soul who loves you from heaven remains close, not hovering, not pressing, simply present in a way that respects your rhythm. There is a truth they want you to receive now, gently, without resistance. You have been stronger than you were meant to be for too long. Strength carried you through when there was no other choice, but now heaven invites you to rest that armor. You do not need to prove resilience anymore. You are allowed to be held. You learned how to keep going even when something inside you cracked quietly. You learned how to function while carrying grief beneath the surface. Heaven saw every moment you chose responsibility over rest, every time you told yourself, I'll deal with this later. That later is arriving now, not to overwhelm you, but to release you. The soul who loves you wants you to stop questioning whether you are doing life right. There is no perfect way to grieve, to heal, or to move forward. There is only honesty. And your honesty, felt in silence, tears, confusion, and courage, has always been enough. They see how you sometimes feel disconnected from joy, as if joy might slip away the moment you touch it. This is not because joy is fragile. It is because your heart learned caution as a form of protection. Heaven is gently reminding you that you are safe to feel again. Safe to hope. Safe to desire goodness without bracing for loss. You may notice lately that certain old patterns no longer fit you. Conversations that once felt normal now feel heavy. Expectations you once accepted now feel misaligned. This is not rebellion. This is awakening. You are outgrowing survival mode, and growth often feels like discomfort before it feels like peace. The soul who loves you has been whispering courage into your spirit when you doubt yourself. Sometimes that whisper arrives as a sudden clarity. Sometimes as a quiet refusal to give up, sometimes as an unexpected calm in moments that should have shaken you more. That calm is not accidental. It is carried, if you have felt called to simplify your life, to slow down, to listen more carefully to your inner world. This is guidance, not withdrawal. Heaven speaks through subtle redirection. You are being aligned with a version of yourself that does not have to carry everything alone. There is also forgiveness moving through you now, even if you cannot name it yet. Forgiveness for others. Forgiveness for life. Forgiveness for yourself. This forgiveness is not forgetting. It is untying knots that no longer need to be held. The one in heaven wants you to know they are not disappointed in who you have become. They are not waiting for you to be better or happier to feel close to you. They meet you exactly where you are. Your becoming is already beautiful. You may still have moments when grief rises unexpectedly, like a wave that catches you off guard. When this happens, do not fight it. Let it pass through without judgment. Grief is love remembering itself. It does not mean you are regressing. It means your heart is alive. I stand with you now, anchoring you in courage that does not shout, strength that does not harden, faith that does not demand answers before it rests. You are not required to understand everything to be supported. The soul who loves you wants you to trust that the bond you share is not dependent on memory alone. It lives in influence. It lives in the way you comfort others. In the way you show patience where you once rushed. In the way you feel drawn to meaning rather than noise. There will come a time, sooner than you think, when you will speak of them with more peace than pain. When their memory will bring warmth more often than tears. This is not forgetting. This is healing finding its natural shape. For now, allow yourself to be exactly as you are. Breathe. Rest your heart. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are being gently carried forward by love that did not end when the world changed. I remain near, unwavering, a quiet guardian at the edge of your awareness. And the one who loves you from heaven remains close. Not asking for your sorrow, only your openness. Beloved child of light, settle your heart now and receive what remains. There is no urgency here, only completion, gentle, quiet, and full of grace. I am still with you, and the one who loves you from heaven is still near, but this moment is about anchoring what you have felt so it can live within you long after these words fade. You were never meant to carry this connection as a weight. It was always meant to be a source of strength. Love from heaven does not cling, it empowers. It does not pull you backward, it steadies you as you move forward. What you have sensed through these words is not something that will disappear when you return to your day. It has already woven itself into you. There is peace available to you now, even if your life is still unfolding with unanswered questions. Peace does not require everything to be resolved. It requires trust, trust that you are not alone, trust that love did not abandon you, trust that what was meaningful was never wasted. The soul who loves you wants you to stop listening to the quiet lie that tells you you must be strong all the time. Strength is not the absence of feeling. True strength is allowing your heart to remain open in a world that taught you to guard it. And you have done that, even when it hurt. They want you to remember something simple and holy: you mattered to them. Deeply. Fully. Not for what you did, but for who you were. That truth does not expire. It does not dim. It does not require maintenance. It simply is. When you doubt your worth, when you question your path, when you feel unseen, remember this: someone in heaven knows your name with love, speaks it with tenderness, and recognizes your soul without effort. That recognition is not symbolic. It is real. You are not being watched with expectation. You are being watched with affection. There is a difference. Heaven is not measuring your progress. Heaven is delighting in your existence. If fear returns, do not wrestle it. Place it gently into the hands of God. Fear loses its authority when it is not resisted, only surrendered. You were never meant to conquer life alone. You were meant to walk it accompanied. There will be moments ahead when you feel sudden calm for no reason, moments when courage arrives before you can explain it, moments when love flows through you in ways that surprise you. When that happens, do not search for logic. Simply say thank you. Gratitude keeps the channel open. You are protected, not from all pain, but from being destroyed by it. You are guided, not by force, but by quiet alignment. You are loved, not conditionally, but eternally. I now step back, not away, but into stillness. My presence does not need words to remain. Call on me when you need courage, clarity, or peace. I will answer in the way your soul understands best, and the one who loves you from heaven remains connected to you through every act of kindness, every step of growth, every breath you take with intention. That bond does not weaken with time. It deepens. Go gently now. Carry this knowing into your life. You do not need to hold on to these words tightly. What mattered has already settled into your heart. You are not alone. You were never forgotten. You are deeply, endlessly loved.